Hey Insurance! This is Tony Cañas, Chief Motivational Officer at Insurance Nerds and PNC Client Advisor at the Jacobson Group. Today we have a fun topic. Today I am doing the definitive tier list of insurance jobs. This is mostly just for fun and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but there's a lot of truth here too. So let's get started. Non-standard auto claims. Crappy. Just crappy. Crappy job, crappy pay, crappy clients, crappy long-term career potential. A solid F. Product manager. A wonderful job for introverted or more analytical former underwriters. The only negative is there is no entry-level version, so you have to start in either underwriting or actuarial. But a very, very, very solid job. A solid B. Claims national catastrophe or NatCat. Big money and you get great experience, but a crappy work-life balance. Company car generally. Also, sadly, it can be a divorce factory, but this is a great job that you can get fairly early in your career and make six figures. If you're willing to chase storms, fantastic job and you get fantastic experience, a solid A. Direct inbound sales rep. It's a call center environment, so that's tough, but at least it's inbound, not outbound. Your sales skills will grow, and so will your insurance knowledge. Base salary can be low, but commissions can be decent, and bonuses can be decent. So overall, you can make some decent money early on in your career. Not a horrible place to start your insurance career, but you probably don't want to stay for too long. D. Direct outbound sales rep. Call center environment, but even tougher than inbound because you're calling on people who weren't expecting your call. And 99% of them have no interest in you quoting their insurance. It's a step better than agency telemarketer because at least you get carrier benefits. E. SIU or the Special Investigative Unit. Great for those that like claims and want to dig deeper. Unfortunately, it usually requires claims and a law enforcement background. So it's hard to get into if you don't come from law enforcement prior to your insurance career. With that said, so it's a solid job. B. Commercial lines broker or producer. The first few years are very tough. You'll work your butt off and the survival rate is low. But if you make it, the money is second to none in our industry. I've met brokers making $500,000 a year. I've met brokers making $1 million a year. And they're in control of their own schedules. They basically write their own ticket. A solid A. Inside sales manager. You manage the relationship between a carrier and a territory of agents, but not from the field. A great job and a great preparation for the field sales manager role. The only problem with this role is there is no entry-level version. You usually have to come from underwriting. A solid A. Field sales manager, the dream. In my opinion, the best carrier side job, at least for an extrovert like myself. You manage the relationship between a carrier and a physical territory of agents with a company car and lots of freedom over your time. Base salaries in the 90 to 100,000 and a 30 to 40% bonus potential. It's a hard job to get, and you have to go through either underwriting or agency first. Also, prepare yourself for lots of windshield time, but this is a solid, super job. S. Personal lines underwriter. If you got really lucky, you got this job right out of college. If not, you might have had to spend a couple of years in the call center or in claims, but it's a great job. Decent pay, decent hours, decent learning, and great potential to grow your career. The only worry with personal lines underwriting is that they're slowly getting automated away. But it's solid preparation to go either to high net worth personal lines underwriting or to commercial lines underwriting next. A solid C. Call center rep. Generally horrible sweatshops, although there are some exceptions. If you have a plan and you know where you want to go and how to get there, it's an okay starting point. The one advantage that they have is carrier benefits and access to their tuition reimbursement program. Get your CPCU and get out. Gets an F. Litigation claims rep. Claims are claims, and claims is stressful, but litigation has the advantage that you're dealing with professionals, not with the unwashed masses. A solid B. Claims, inside personal lines. Inside personal lines claims. Claims is stressful, the hours are hard, it's very confrontational, and by definition, every person you chat with is having a bad day. Otherwise, they wouldn't be chatting with claims. The saving grace is that it's good prep for either underwriting or commercial lines claims. A D. Agency CSR. The lifeblood of any agency, the nurses of the insurance world, with the producers being the doctors in this metaphor. Unfortunately, they're underpaid compared to producers and no career path unless they become producers or move over to the carrier side. This one's a D. Agency telemarketer. The poor souls who make call after call asking people if they can quote their insurance. 99% of people say no or hang up. And if they work for a small agency, they don't even get benefits. They're also not learning much about insurance to grow their career. The kind of job that makes our industry look bad. F. Middle market underwriter. You've made it. You're probably making at least $80,000 and you work with professional agents who know commercial lines. You get to dig into interesting risks and the clients largely have professional risk managers. Get three to 5 years of experience at a CPCU and you're most certainly in the six figures. Probably have to change companies to make that happen, but easy. There is little not to like about this role. A grade A. Specialty underwriter. When I say specialty, what I mean is cyber underwriter, energy underwriter, education underwriter, inland marine underwriter, basically anything else that has a word or two and then the word underwriter. Pay-wise, learning-wise, and career growth-wise, this is very similar to a middle market underwriter role. So again, it gets a grade A. Inside commercial lines claims. Claims is claims and claims is stressful, but in commercial lines, at least you're dealing with professionals and business owners for whom the loss is a matter of business, not personal. Also, you'll learn a ton, and it's a great prep for commercial underwriting if you decide to go in that direction. Pay is significantly better than personal lines claims. This is a solid B. Independent claims. IAs are the unsung heroes of our industries. IAs have a beautiful combination of great potential income, great flexibility, and the potential to grow into a carrier-side claims leadership role later if that's what they choose to do. Solid A overall. Captive or exclusive agents. The captive agent used to be a sweet gig. Some carriers used to recruit them by saying, work your butt off for 10 years and then golf for the rest of your career. And it used to be true. Unfortunately, the world changed and the competitive landscape changed. And in my opinion, it's no longer a good deal for new agents. C. E&S underwriter or excess and surplus underwriter. Similar to middle market underwriting, except sometimes better pay and usually even more interesting. A very solid A. Underwriting Assistant, or UA, the carrier-side equivalent of the agency CSR. They're the lifeblood of any underwriting department, but unfortunately, most carriers have historically seen them as clerical workers. It is amazing preparation before becoming an underwriter, but you might have to change carriers to actually get the underwriter role. Some carriers are actively working on improving it as a long-term career option. At least you have carrier benefits. You can get your CPCU. You might have to move carriers to actually get an underwriter role if that's what you want to do. It's a C. Small commercial underwriter, much less stressful than claims and potentially better paid. Fantastic preparation for middle market or specialty underwriting, a solid B. Field claims adjuster. Claims is stressful, but field claims adjusters have a company car, lots of freedom, a great job. Also, the claimants are usually less difficult when you deal with them in person than when you deal with them on the phone or through other mediums. A solid A of a job. Agency owner, great money, great flexibility once you've made it. Profit share and carrier incentive trips, it can take decades to get to the point where you've made it. Don't attempt to open an agency until you've successfully been an agent for a good agency. S, super job. Field underwriter, the combination of the freedom of the field and the company car with the interesting work of underwriting. Plus, you're likely dealing with awesome commercial lines expert brokers and with interesting accounts. This is a fantastic job. You have to start in non-field underwriting to get the experience. This is not an entry-level job, but it's a super S-tier job. Premium audit, a weird area of insurance, but if you come from an accounting background, it's a great area. Generally, it's a solid job, especially if you're in the field. The only reason I'm not rating it higher is because it's not a direct preparation for my favorite insurance jobs like underwriting. It's a solid B. Actuary, the math wizards that make the insurance machine work. Great pay, time to study during work hours until you pass your exams, great career potential, even if you decide not to finish your associate credentials. For those who can handle the math and enjoy this type of heads down work, this is a very solid, very well paid job. A solid super S. Broker account manager. Better than a personal line CSR, but it shares many of the same problems. C. MedPay and PIP claims. I spent a year of my life in this role doing little more than reviewing medical bills with no authority to actually negotiate anything because they're first party. Better than the claims call center, but not much else. I did learn a lot about biomechanics and injuries. D. BI claims or bodily injury claims. MedPay, PIP's big brother. BI deals with the same type of claims, but for third parties. It's better paid and they have significantly more negotiating power. It's a much more interesting role a solid C. Referral or consulting underwriter. So you were an underwriter and you love the technical aspect of it, but not the relationship management side, and you would love to become an expert in a specific line or business or product. Referral consulting underwriting is for you. It doesn't exist at every carrier, but where it does, it is a great role. You give up managing a book of business and instead help other underwriters with difficult risks in your specialty. I've seen pay bands as high as $165,000 without becoming a manager. Quite simply a great role. Super. S. Large loss claims adjuster. Claims is claims, but in large loss, you're getting very few, very complicated, and very interesting claims. Also, pretty much everything is litigated, so you're dealing largely with other professionals. And finally, it pays very well because very few people have the experience for it. A solid, super level job. S. And there you go. That is the definitive tier list of insurance jobs. And again, I want to make it very, very, very clear. I am not saying, the number one, this is completely based on my own experience and my own biases and the kind of jobs that I like. Very much biased towards jobs that make it easier to grow your career, that pay better, and that provide more freedom with your time and less micromanaging. And also, I am not in any way judging the value of those jobs to the industry. All of those jobs and many more are crucial to the functioning of the insurance industry. From the career perspective, for a person kind of like me, this is my very biased opinion on what the best and the worst jobs in our industry are and why. I would love to see comments below on what you think are the best and worst jobs in the industry. And I would love to see other people's tier lists of jobs within insurance. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope this was entertaining and educational.